Okay guys, welcome to another tutorial video on my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Olo and this is Vic's tutorial. So in today's tutorial section, we are briefly going to be jumping right into what I promised you guys before when I said we're going to work on a Morphism UI design for the chat app that we did in my previous tutorial video. Now for this Morphism design to work, or for us to be able to create this, we're going to create a sort of an interface, a simple interface design, and from here you'll be able to learn a few things that you can use CorelDRAW to create, try to create a simple UI design, or should I say Morphism UI design in CorelDRAW. Now we have our images here that we'll be using for the design, because definitely we'll need things like profile pictures for the people that will be using as sort of maybe the subscribers to the particular chat platform. Okay, so now if you have not watched the tutorial video where we worked on coming up with the idea for the logo, you can check up in the card that is popping up right now and you can get to see the video, okay, so that you won't get lost in this particular video we are working on, so that you won't get lost in it, so that you know where the whole journey started from. So before we start, we are going to make sure we get some things straight. So we are going to be using the interface of the screen size of a particular common phone, which is iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now iPhone 13 Pro Max screen size is about 1284 by 277, or should I say 1284 by 2778 pixels. So we are just going to draft it out. So we are going to go straight into 1284 by 2778 pixels. Now this is the screen size of iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now this is very huge, okay? This is very huge, but considering the fact that we've now been able to get this particular screen size for iPhone 13 Pro Max, now what we'll do is we'll make a duplicate, okay? Then we'll just have to reduce this way and put it at the middle. Now we can work with this, right? We can work with this. So what we are now simply going to do now is to start creating, our stuff. So now the first thing we are going to do is to come over to our shape tool. Now we are going to round the corners. So let's say we're going to give it like 40 pixels. 40 pixels. That's fine. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to create my own type of UI using iPhone 13 Pro Max UI screen size. So I'm just going to take this down to this point, somewhere around here like this, and I'm going to make a duplicate. Yes. So now that I've made a duplicate, I'm going to color this particular lower, that's like say the shorter one. We're going to give it a white color. So now we have given it the white color. The next thing we're going to do is to start drafting out how our UI is going to look like. Now I'm going to simply bring in the logo. Okay, I'm going to bring in the logo. Okay, let me see. I'm going to, because this was the previous, so I'm going to bring in this logo here. So I'm going to bring it here and I'm going to reduce it a little bit. I'm going to take it up somewhere here. Okay, I think this is cool. I'm going to leave it around here. Now we are not going to be using this color at the end of the day, but don't worry, let's just leave it there for now. So the next thing we are going to do is to start drafting out some other pattern of our charts form. So now I'm going to be infusing a bit of WhatsApp and a bit of Facebook into this our UI. So in WhatsApp, for those of you who are conversant with WhatsApp, WhatsApp, if you want to view the status of people, is at the other end, at the other side, like it's the other side of the screen, the other tab of the screen. Like for example, now we have your chats, we have stories, and we have calls. But in this case, I'm going to be fusing a bit of WhatsApp and Facebook now. But Facebook in itself, the stories are just on top of your feed. But in this case, we are going to convert your feed, like your feed in your Facebook, to your chat list, while the stories in Facebook is what we are going to be adopting. So we are simply going to create a circle. We're going to go to our ellipse tool, and you're going to create a small circle. Okay, then we're going to come over here to our freehand tool and go over to the 2-point line, and we're going to create a straight line. Okay, then we're going to rotate it and make a duplicate to create that plus sign. So this is what you're going to do. So you're going to rotate it and create a plus sign, then maybe increase the outline a bit to 4. Is 4 not too much? Okay, Okay, let's say 4, it's a bit too much, so let's say we're just going to give it 3. Okay, 3 is okay. So we are just going to select it and we are going to weld. So we're going to weld it together. Then we're going to bring it in here. So what I need to do is select this and center align it properly. Yes, it's now properly center aligned. So let me increase this to 3 so it will remain at the same weight. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to take both of them and I'm going to go over to object and I'll go, okay, I don't need to do that yet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this circle and I will come here to this my line style and I'm going to form it into these parts to give it this kind of breakage. Like if you want to add stories or if you want to add status to your stories or whatever. Now I'm going to select the both of them and I'm going to, let's just group it for now. But why I want to convert it to curve is because I want a situation whereby I can be able to reduce, because we are going to be reducing it. But in the meantime, I'm going to select this and make another duplicate. But this time around, I'm going to give it the normal straight line. Then I'm going to create another duplicate, another one. I think 4. Yes, I'm going to work on 4. So now I'm going to reduce all of them to something like this. And maybe bring them again to this part. Maybe enlarge it like this way. I think this is okay. Now I'm going to group them, then select this chart and align it to the left. I think this is better because I want everything to be equal. Okay, to have this sort of grid. So I'm going to ungroup them now. And the next thing I'm going to do is to start putting in some of these pictures into this frame, into these circles. So the first picture I'll be going with is this one. So I'm going to be reducing it. Now all of these pictures are at the back, so I'm just going to select all of them and shift page up to bring them to the front because there's a white stuff here. So I'm going to bring it in here and I'm just going to reduce it a little bit and I'm going to power clip it into this circle. I'm going to go into the circle and adjust it properly. Yes, now this might be a little bit big, but we're just going to adjust it more, a little bit more, so that the lady's face can be visible in some way. Okay, we can work with this. Not bad, we can work with it. Now we are done with that. We're just going to color it white and we are going to remove the outline. Now, another thing we need to do is to make sure that all the spacing are equal, right? Now we are going to select these two and group it. We are going to select all of them and come over to our align and make sure the spacing is equal. Yes, they are all equal. Now we can go on. Now we're going to remove this outline. We're going to take the next picture and power clip it in here, or preferably we just drag, reduce it, then select it and this circle and align it properly. Then we select the image and then right click to power clip inside the circle. Now we go over into the circle and then we can enlarge and adjust. And we can enlarge and adjust. I think this is okay. Yes. Now this is okay. We can just remove the outline. And then the next one, which is this lady, we just bring it here to the same thing. E and C. Then we just power clip, go in and adjust. And adjust it properly. So now we are going to adjust it in a way that is going to work for us. So now this part is done. So the next thing we are going to do now is to come over here to this particular area here. So we are going to work on this properly. So we are just going to go on and then we're going to bring in this image right here. Okay, then we are going to reduce it. We are going to select it using our shift key. We select it with this and E and C. And then we are going to select the image, right click and then power clip it in here. Then we'll go over into our power clip and we are going to adjust properly. Now we'll adjust it and drag it down a bit. Now after dragging it down, we remove the outline also, and do the same for the last circle, which is this, and then we reduce the more, select E and C, right click, power clip inside. Now we are done with this first part, so we're just going to adjust it now. Okay, so we are going to adjust it now, and that is it. Now we remove the outline also. And the next thing we are going to do now is, funny enough, what we need to do in this next step is to come over and then power clip this inside. So we take the circle, power clip into this one. You remember how it is when you want to, it seem like you want to slide across, So, but I'm thinking the spacing is too far from each other. So let me say 1, okay, 1, 1, 1. At least with this, we can be able to just elongate it a bit more, like make it the circles a bit bigger. Now we can take this and then power clip it in here. Now we've been able to do that. That is one of the first steps that we're going to take, and I think we are almost done with that. So now the next step to take is, now is to create our chart list. But before we do that, we're going to select this font. Okay, we use Lexent, so we're just going to bring it down here. And we're going to give it, let's just give it black for now. We're going to call this all. Then we're going to create another duplicate and call it maybe family, like I said. And we're going to create another duplicate, or should I say, okay, so let's just create a duplicate here and create another one. So with this, you're going to call it family, and this other one you're going to call it friends. Then we are going to give it some spacing, and as usual, you select all and make sure you go to your alignment and make sure they are evenly spaced. Now, but before we do that, we're going to group these together. We're going to select this, or we select this and then make sure it's aligned properly to the left, and we are good to go. Now we can close up our alignment. Now we ungroup this with Ctrl U. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to make sure that these two, because now you're in your all the charts. So now one thing in UI is all about still UX, making people to easily understand what you're trying to portray. Okay, making people understand what you're trying to give out. So now what we are going to do is you're going to try to make sure that this particular area is given a lower font, or should I say, like it's not active. That's inactive feel. I don't know if you get my point. Like, when you are out of something, because all is activated, so it's all your charts you're going to be seeing. But in this case, if you want to go over to family, that means this will not take this color, while this will take the black, meaning you're not in your family's chart, and so on and so forth. So, but in this case, it is all that is activated because you're working with all the you're trying to view all your charts. You didn't group them into, maybe you're not in just your family's tab only, or in your friends tab. You're in all your charts, meaning both your friends, your families, and even people you don't even bloody know. So now we're going to select one of these and just make a duplicate. Okay, then we are going to take this and then align it to the left properly. Now we are going to bring in this chart here. This image. This will now be our first chart. Now we are going to reduce it more, and then we are going to bring it to the middle of this. So we are going to make it C and E. But unfortunately now, all these ones are now going to be behind. So we're just going to press Ctrl Shift page up, and we are going to select this and then E and C. Then we now power clip this in here. Now we can delete this image and then use this particular image. And this is a very beautiful lady. That means you are going to look for a very beautiful name and give to her. This will be our profile picture. So we are going to give her a very beautiful name. And now that that is done, we're now going to come over here and select our charts, one of these tabs here. We're going to give her Lisa Morgan. Okay, we're going to give her Lisa Morgan. And then what is our chart behind or below? We're going to create a duplicate and we're going to lower it, and then we're going to change the font weight to, this was Lexend, we're using Lexend bold, so we're going to make it Lexend medium or Lexend regular. Then we're going to give it this particular color again, or this. Okay, we're going to go with that. Then we're going to make these two. Lisa Morgan. Now Lisa Morgan is activated, so maybe hey will be there soon. So maybe that was our last reply to you. It's using the chat app. You know, we're talking about a chat app that is meant for tech enthusiasts. So probably she's coming for the conference as you are, and she's like, oh, I'll be there soon, you know, that kind of a thing. So it's Lisa Morgan. So we're going to make this, let's increase this a little bit to this point. Is this okay? Okay, this is fine. Okay, now we are going to group it together. Select this and make sure it's aligned properly in this manner. Now all we just need to do now is just select this, okay, and make a duplicate. 2, 3, sorry, 4, 5. Ungroup. Fat. Ungroup. Sorry. Then we ungroup. Now the next image is going to be this bros here. So we're going to select him. Shift page up to take it to the top. Going to E and C. So the same thing, just power clip in, go into your power clip, delete, and adjust. So you're going to give him a Emeka boy. Maybe this is your guy. Emeka boy. Emeka boy. So what did he say? Abobi. Okay, let's just give him Abobi. Where you dey? So I'm trying to give this Nigerian vibe. So if you're watching from outside the country, outside Nigeria, outside Africa, please, this is me just trying to give this Nigerian vibe. You know, the way guys do chat with themselves, like real G's, how they chat with themselves in Nigeria. So we're just going to take all this image, because you can't be pressing Control Shift page up all the time. So you just press Shift page up to bring everything up. You need to select this other guy. Okay. Then we are going to put it here, E and C, the same way. Power clip in here. Delete this image and adjust this one. Okay, so we are going to give him Mr. Shegun Aliyu. This is more of a professional chat, Mr. Shegun Aliyu. So the next thing we are going to do is to, have you gotten the alerts? Have you gotten the alerts? This one is 30 billion gang. This one a client. This is a client. This is a design client. He has probably you are done with his logo and he wants to confirm that you have gotten the alert. That kind of a thing. You know, we love clients like this. Clients who don't stress you. You do the job. They send you your balance, or even sometimes they send you the whole thing before you even start working. I love clients like that. Very beautiful clients. We all pray that we keep getting clients like that. It's always encouraging. So we're going to just drag down this image a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to give our sweet mom. Oh, this should, okay. This is a very, very beautiful mom. Sweet mom. So let's just give her sweet mom. Let's give her sweet mom. So let's see what she says. Oh, put off that computer. Now, most of you must have been wondering why how come this guy is no, although I already did a transcript for this, or should I say I already wrote something down so that it will ease up the this tutorial so that we can be fast enough. I don't want to start, cracking my head on what to write down here. So sweet mom is telling you to put off that computer now. Put off that computer, son. Okay, put off that computer. For those of you who like pressing your PC into the night, it's usually not good though. You need some time to cool off. You need some time to rest. So this is now the last one, which I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this one. So let's just move it here. Select E and C. Most of you might be wondering why this guy is using E and C. I want a situation where it will properly align at the middle so that I will know how to adjust the profile picture as we proceed. That is one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing this, so that I'll properly know how to arrange the profile picture so that it can work well for the use case. Okay, so now you're just going to adjust a little, and there we go. So this one is going to be baby C's. Yeah, this is your baby C's. Baby C. So let's see what baby C is saying you should do for her. Big bro, I fit see change for your hand. Yeah, this is a very nice one. This is something that is very typical of Nigerian sisters. Yeah, this is something that's very, very typical of Nigerian sisters. Big bro, I see small change from your hand. Let's maybe put this a little bit below. Just for the use case, just for this use case. So we're going to select this, group it, and make sure it's properly aligned. Or let's just leave it that way. Let's leave it this way. Now here comes the fun part. Now we are done with this. Okay, we're just going to make a duplicate of our logo. Now we are done with this. So the next thing we're going to do is to draw a straight line down here, which is for those of you who are conversant with iPhones, they have this navigation, just one navigation straight line at this down part here. So we're just going to make it increase the outline to 10. No, that is too much. 8 is too much. 5 or 4. I think this is fine. This is better. So let's reduce it a little. Select this and then center align it. Is iPhone's own really this big? Let's reduce it a little. Nevertheless, you get the point. So now the next step you're going to take is now this is now where the magic needs to happen. The morphism. Now you need to start working on the morphism. So we're just going to group this first. Okay. Now this is where the morphism is going to work. So we're just going to come over here and bring this our wallpaper. So this is what we'll be using for the morphism. So we're going to paste it and we're going to probably enlarge it this way. Okay, but in this case, let's create a place we're going to put our power clip inside. So 1000 by 1000 pixels, 1000 by 1000 pixels. So now that that is done, we're going to select this and power clip it in here. Now let's go over into our power clip, and then we take this to the back, shift page down, and then we elongate. We just enlarge it this way. Now what we need to now do is to take this and these two upper parts. Now let me bring this out a little bit for now. You take this lower and this upper and color the outline white. Now let's increase the outline to maybe something like 3. Okay. Now for this middle part, let me bring this our background. For this middle part, we are going to make it transparent. In a way, we're just going to make it transparent for now. Then for this, we are going to color it white. Okay. Now for this, we are going to color this one white. Sorry, we are going to remove the inner and then color it white. Sorry. And then just color the outline white. Then for this, we are now going to give it this main white. And for this one, we are going to give it a bit of slight white, something like this. But don't worry, we're going to fix this very soon. Now that this is done, okay, now this is where the magic needs to start happening. So for this, you're going to color this upper one white, and this one we are going to give it this color. I'm thinking this is not too bright, but all the same, let's just continue. Let's just go on first. Sweet mom. Yep. Mr. Shagun. Yep. Baby sis. Yep. And for this, you're going to give it white. Now this is done. So the next thing you're going to do is the next thing we are going to do now is to take this background, make a duplicate with Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Now that Ctrl V is at the back, so we take it to the back. Sorry, this new copy we just made is at the front, so we just press Shift page down to take it to the back. Okay, then we right click on any of these and power clip it in here. Then we'll make another one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, take it to the back, right click and power clip into this upper one. So we'll enter into this one first, then we'll go over to effects, then we'll go over to blur, then we'll go over to Gaussian blur. Now here we are going to blur this a bit. So let's use let's use 90 for example. Okay. Now there we go. I feel 90 is too much. The blur for 90 is too much, so we are just going to go over to Gaussian blur and let's work with 70 and see. Okay, let's work with 70, 60, let's see 60. 60 is okay. Let's go. Yeah, 60 is okay. So we go over into this one too and we do the same. Go to effects, blur, Gaussian blur, 60, and we exceed. Now we've been able to create our morphism. So now to make it even more interesting, you're going to come over here. Okay, this top two, that is here and here. Okay, something is wrong here. I'm going to power clip. I'm going to power clip in here. You can see we can't find that our charts. So that means this background is below. So we're just going to shift page down. So that this other guy is going to pop up. Now it is showing. So what we are now going to do now is let's just create a duplicate first. We make a duplicate, and the next thing we are going to do, let's leave it this way. The next thing we are going to do now is to take this and this, and we are going to go over to object and convert outline to object. Now that outline, now we are going to blur it. Effects, blur, Gaussian blur, but 60 is too much, so we are going to reduce it down to, let's say something like 0.5. Let's see. 0.5 is, let's say 0.8. I just give it 1. You're going to do the same for this. You're going to go over to effects, blur, Gaussian blur, 1. And the reason why I'm doing this is to give it that, so that it won't be order pronounced. Okay, so that it won't be order pronounced. So that is why I'm giving it that particular blur effect. Now the next step to take is to take this, and then you go back to bitmap and convert to bitmap, because now I want to add noise. So I'll prefer to convert it into 1000 bitmap. So now that it's converted to bitmap, now we can simply just select it and this. Okay, fine, no problem. So we just go back to effects and noise, and we add noise. Okay, let's say 60 and 60. And this is cool. Now you see how we've been able to create this particular Morphism UI design on CorelDRAW. Now all you just need to do is group, and voila, you're done. That is it. That is just it for this particular tutorial, creating this Morphism UI design. That is just all there is to learn in this particular tutorial session. So if you love this video a lot, or if you have questions, or if there's any way you don't understand about this video, please make sure to drop it in the comment section, and I'll be glad to attend to you as soon as possible. Also, if you love this video, please hit the like button so that more people can get to see it and also watch it and learn from what you have also learned. And at the same time, if you are a newcomer to our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button so that you can, you know, it will help us to grow. And also, subscribing isn't just the only thing to do. If you also want to make sure that you are always updated whenever we release a new, or whenever a new video is uploaded, you can also hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be notified immediately a new video comes up. Okay, so now that we are done with this particular tutorial, I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. And if you want to improve your skills in graphic design, click on any of this video showing up in your screen, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial video. Stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Namaste.